Good morning, coffee moaners. How are you? Friday morning vibes, Friday morning wholesomeness. Morning, all of you. Morning, Alison Fisher. Morning, Margaret O'Brien, Raspberry Mojito Girl, Creatorholic. How are we all? How is everyone? I love to say Cloda, Fiona, the Lazy Spa Cleaners, Reed, Egan. It's a good old name to chew over, isn't it? Caroline McDonald. How are we all? Morning. It's Friday. We have a new Pope. The Pope is back. Our friend Ninad made some very compelling AI/designed mock-ups of me and Nadia as the Pope. But if you do anything vaguely amusing Catholicism, you can get shot down in flames. I don't know if anyone realized this, but the one time we got so much pushback on our Instagram was when we posted we have a candle over there. I think Lisa might have got us it, on which me and Nadia have been photoshopped onto the bodies of, I think, Mary and Joseph. Is that, oh God, is that Jesus' parents? I think so. Well, no, of course, God is his ultimate parent. Cause thermonuclear meltdown, but spiritual hell, horror, spiritual distress. So apologies to anyone who's of the Catholic faith of a serious disposition. I mean, I know we have so many Irish followers, but so many of you have such a funny approach to the whole thing. You sort of cock an eyebrow and cock a hoop and all the rest of it. Good morning, Russ. Good morning, Elaine. I feel like I've dug myself into a hole. I'm trying to get myself out. Anyway, we have a new Pope. Finally, after we spoke to you yesterday, white smoke came out of the chimney lut. That's my new name for a small chimney. I loved how unegotistical the Vatican's chimney is. Our Rome Couple Does Rome is coming out soon, and we visit the Vatican at one point, and there's a bit of a moment around the passports, because the Vatican is another entire state, a city-state within a city. You need a passport to get in there. It takes a lot to offend an Irish person, says Zoe. Thank God for that. That's what we love about the Irish. They're warm and tough. Bit like Werther's Original. No, they're not warm. They're hard and they take ages to suck. What's your favorite sucking sweet, guys? Everyone has a different one. If I'm honest, I always like a sucking sweet that tends towards the softness, like a humbug. Do you get me? Who likes those chocolate eclairs with the crunchy bit in the middle, but you can feel your teeth coming out as you chew them? By the way, I want to make throw out, not an apology, because I'm not that sorry for it, but this week's How to Stay Married, I was particularly forceful about Nads and the clothing that she is put in for Luz. I didn't mean it to sound as harsh as perhaps it landed. So I apologize if anyone felt that. But it's a truth. It's something I've said a lot to Nads. I much prefer her when she's rock chick, informal, rather than shiny floor televisual. Lemon sherbet, Steph Schultz. I like lockets, says Elaine Denning. Well, they're cough sweets, aren't they? Russ, rhubarb and custard. HW, fruit foxes. Oh, this is good. So unique. Pear drops. Thanks, Zoe. It was dicing with death. I love a chocolate eclair, as in the chocolate, not as in the cake. Cola Cube, Catherine McLaughlin. Helen Prince, you got your card. I'm so pleased. Chocolate limes. I never really understood a chocolate lime. Whenever I had a chocolate lime, my brain went into a complete, well, it just went, hey, again, I'm not being, fucking hell. Be so careful. I went schizophrenic, not literally, but my tongue did. My tongue went schizophrenic. Sherbet lemon. A chocolate lime country pumpkin just really split me down the middle. Oh, tunes. That sound, if you're listening on podcast, is me finishing a double espresso. Bonbons. Stuart G. Trust you to lower the tone. Mint hum. Oh, I quite like a mint humbug. Cola cubes, cinnamon lozenges. Look at this. There's types here I never even heard of. I did a whole documentary about sweets. Jane Grimsey, the Murray mint. Murray mints. You know what it's like. We like laughing at ourselves, us Irish. Aislinn. So sorry, Maguire. It's such a beautifully written name, and I'm English and stupid, and I can't say it. Drumsticks, Bonnie lass. He used to like chewing. You'd get the drumstick, and you'd kind of wet it until it came off, and then you'd have the whole thing in your mouth. Whoever fell over with a lollipop in their mouth and had that thing that parents always said, if you run around with a lollipop in your mouth, it's gonna go in. The thought of a lollipop or a drumstick coming out of the back of my head. Oh, Hilary Daly. Now we're getting into Nadia's sort of zone. Aniseed balls. Teeny tiny lass. Aniseed something else. Spangles. Okay. Licorice torpedo. Alison Matchett. Bloody hell. My teeth can't cope with these statements. Cinnamon imps. Gimps? My parents used to say that, Stuart. Yeah, if you run around. In fact, I think I said it to our kids. I mean, whenever I saw one of my kids with one in their mouth running around, I would live on it. It was like living on a knife edge. I'd like run around throwing mattresses in front of them, pushing them over to the side, just be on the floor until you've eaten it. Fizz bombs. Riley's talk. Anyway, why are we talking about this? Where did this come from? Why did I bring this up? What's the crack? Good question, James Flanagan. What the fuck's the crack this morning? Pope. You can't suck a Pope. You can't chew on no, you can't. There's no Pope sweet. Why did I go here? What was I talking about? Tell me. Someone help me. You could have a channel here into our later days where you watch us just demise into total Alzheimer nonsense. All sorts of horrid thoughts pop up in my head, says Jenny J. Oh. Okay, what, regarding sweets or just in general? Zoe, hungry. Running with chewing gum as well. Anyone else thought that if you swallowed chewing gum, it would block you? Like, I always thought it would land there like putty or like polyfiller, and I'd never be able to, you know, what's these? What is original? Oh my God, I'm really drinking. I'm really enjoying. It's like this is right, like drinking liquid ashtray. It's a new coffee. I was told chewing gum sticks to your ribs. Bloody hell, Cassiar. Oh my God, this is a cornucopia of joy. Craving a Greggs. Jordan Sullivan, why have you taken us to Greggs? Sweet tobacco. Look, we're reaching way beyond the remit team. We were supposed to stay focused on a suckable. A lozenge-like suckable. Not chewiness. We'll get to chewy another day. Anyway, what are we going to be talking about this morning? We've got the Friday quiz at the end of the day, at the end of the live. The new Pope is already a hero. I only need a hero. I need a hero for the end of time. He does mass like this. He tweets about Trump, and he just seems ever so nice. That's the Pope. We're going to be talking about trade deal, no trade deal. What kind of fucking trade deal is this? What a load of old shit. Sorry, you don't get that on Sky News. I mean, I'm sorry. I've gone through every single major newspaper's analysis of the trade deal, the UK-US trade deal, and it's a load of old bunkum. Balderdash. A load of old nonsense. Basically, all that's happened is, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Smoke and mirrors. Mirror and smokes. And then finally, we're going to talk about Gen Z. Pope Francis will be hard to beat. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Zoe. Gen Z loves cats, not dogs. And I wonder whether, as we move into a less empathetic age, poor old Gen Z kind of could be marked by the idea of, well, is it your fault? You're the new generation. If they haven't got empathy to learn, is empathy learned? Do you learn empathy? And if there's no empathy coming behind you, how does Gen Z stand a chance? And this is not to offend cat lovers. I like cats too, just not as much as dogs. We'll get to that too. I'm trying to jump the gun. My ADHD brain is flying like a fizzing frock. Okay, let's have a look at the new Pope. Zoe, mate, I'm with you all the way. Let's have a look at the new Pope. Pope Leo. No, what's his name? Pope Leon? No, Pope Leo. Pope Leo the 14th. Here he is. He looks like a nice chap. I think he's American. A lot of people are not happy about that, but he's an American who doesn't like Trump or JD Vance. Mayor, people were just asking, where were you, Mayor? It's lovely to see you. So pleased to have you back. It's good to be back. It's good. What do you think, Mayor, about the Pope? Are you Catholic? Here he is, an American, Chicagoan, but also has Peruvian nationality. It's a curious one, isn't it? This is the Pope who doesn't like Vance and doesn't like Trump and doesn't believe in their whole approach to immigration and how you deal with migrants. Yeah, here he is again. It's a fine cassock. He's young. He's 69. He's a baby. We could have him for years. He might be Pope. Let's add the years to him. Let's say he gets to 89, 20. Oh, no. Hopefully, I'll still be around. Oh, God. Sorry. Apparently, he likes a coffee in Rome. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yeah, so Pope Leo the 14th, aka Cardinal Robert Prevost. He's occasionally posted on social media in the past. Shall we have a look? Who would like to have a look at some of his? Shall we have a look at some of his tweets? Isn't it amazing? The Pope's tweet. I mean, does that mean if the big, what's it called? The second coming? Is that what it is? If Jesus comes back? What if he comes back and he's on Snapchat? What if we first know that Jesus is back because he pops up on Snap Maps? There he is, look, in his loincloth. Will he wear a loincloth? I don't know. Let's have a look at some tweets by the new Pope. Robert Prevost. That's a great name, isn't it? Dr. Prevost. As Trump and Bukele use Oval to feds illicit deportation of a US resident, do you not see the suffering? Is your conscience not disturbed? How can you say quiet? This is a post that he reposted. Robert Prevost reposted this. JD Vance is wrong, says the new Pope in a post in February the 3rd. He says, Jesus, let me get rid of that media asset. Jesus doesn't ask us to rank our love for others. Oh, I love this man. He's already basically said to old JD Vance with the most, it has to be said, does anyone else think that JD Vance uses the same eyeliner as Captain Jack Sparrow? Do you get me? Put a hat on, put the long hair on, shave the beard and give him a goatee, and it's Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, let's hope JD Vance doesn't visit him, Russ, because he could die. The Pope on Alexander McCoy, the Pope on Trump's kids in cages family. Robert Prevost reposted. This is a repost. There's nothing remotely Christian, American, or morally defensible about a policy to do with American migration that takes children away from their parents and warehouses them in cages. This is being carried out in our name, and shame is on us all. This is someone else said, an American Pope who fights with JD Vance on Twitter. I am so in. Woke Pope, woke Pope. Who thinks the Pope shouldn't engage in politics? I think he should. I want to hear him come out and say Netanyahu is a big fat baby. That's what I want. I want him to come up. I want him to come out and go, Netanyahu is a big fat baby. And if he doesn't, I don't want to know. Francis Winrow, JD Vance wishes he was cool enough to be in My Chemical Romance. He does look like he's kind of come from the goth era, doesn't he? Of like The Cure or something. JD Vance has such a school bully face. I love all these AI memes of him sort of with his round head kind of dusting Cheetos powder onto Donald Trump's face. The Chinese trolling of his eyeliner on TikTok is very good, is it, MeTube? Oh, yeah. That'd be good. Him being a White Sox fan is my only problem with him, Tez. Really, is he? Bit like our leader being an Arsenal fan. Insult to Johnny Depp, says Zoe. That's a fair point. I really don't like Vance. I know he's deeply, deeply, deeply unsettling, isn't he? Distasteful in manner and tone. Anyway, well, we've got a new Pope. I hope he speaks. I was literally have taken the words out of my mouth. So I hope he speaks out of Palestine pronto. And it was a relatively quick conclave, they say. You know, only a couple of votes, and then before you knew it, we landed on him. So there you go. I just want to play this. This has got nothing to do with any of the stories that we've got going, but Miss Anne Harriman, any of you are activists or interested in the Palestinian cause will have possibly found Miss Anne Harriman. Is a photographer, filmmaker, artist, cultural observer. I think he also runs the Royal Festival Hall, South Bank Centre. He posted something today. And the reason I want to play this is sometimes when you see something, unless you seize upon it right then, seize the moment, you can lose it. And it relates to Tony Blair, and it speaks to a frustration with the Labour Party. But I just want to share this because I want to see what you all think, because I agree with this so 100% wholeheartedly.
Television, I think you are responsible for large numbers of people dying unnecessarily. Everybody told you, or many people.
By the way, that isn't Miss Anne Harriman. Miss Anne Harriman posted this of this chap talking.
Bad idea. You went ahead and did it. You fucking lied to us. Lots of people are dead. That region is still unstable because of what you did. I don't want to hear any more from you about climate change than I want to hear from fucking Pol Pot about kind of maternity leave, or Netanyahu if he's got a good policy on labor law. You're a murderer. And what you said and what you advocated failed horribly. Large numbers of people died. That's you. Sit down and shut up. I'm done. I don't want to hear what you've got to say. And people who are like, well, he won 3 elections. Yes, he did. And he murdered people. It's like Myra Hindley might have been nice to Pez. Well, it's true that he won elections, and it's not like nothing good happened under his rule. But there's a really big thing that happened. He actually staked his reputation on it, and it was really bad. So I don't want to hear from him.
I entirely agree. I officially want Tony Blair to fuck off. I want him to fuck off. I don't want to hear from him. I don't want his opinion on anything. He was single-handedly responsible for let's not forget the dodgy dossier. We had civil servants dying in mysterious circumstances in woods. We had the complete destruction of the Middle East. Didn't like the leader, so we decided to go in on a completely fraudulent piece of intelligence that didn't exist. I found it so refreshing, because every time Tony Blair, and he popped up last week, there was a kind of topical reason for this, because he popped up to criticize net zero. Didn't entirely disagree necessarily, but I thought, why the fuck do you keep popping up? Just because you've made so much fucking money since you've been prime minister, fuck off. Just go away. It's just go away. Just leave us. It's like he's got away with one of the most enormous mistakes in global policy, global Middle Eastern policy. He's, absolutely decimated the Middle East, decimated Iraq, destabilized an entire region. Not important anymore. Like he said, I agree with you. Like he said, doesn't mean good things didn't happen. He also actually introduced the student loans. Sort of, if Labour can only get in and win by becoming another party, then it's not a Labour Party, is it? That's the bit I don't understand. If you morph and adjust to such a degree to placate and please and appeal to people, then you're not winning an argument, are you? You're adjusting your argument to people. And this is what's going to happen to the Labour Party with reform. They are simply going to adjust their positioning on migration, on immigration, and change their language, change their tone. They're not going to try and convince you with well-articulated rational arguments about why you shouldn't think like this. They're just going to adopt or try and step towards. It's what they call, what do they call it? It's a race to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom. Look what it's become now. Totally propped up by Western industry, Iraq, Western business. How much money has been made by the West out of it? So long as we see things through our rose-tinted glasses that the way we do things is the right way to do things. It's just, it could have been done differently. I don't disagree. It could have been done differently. Look at Libya. It's an absolute fucking mess. It's a hellhole. Anyway, so let's go to the trade deal. This is the oddest thing in the history of man. This is no trade deal. Me too. Even you can't try and sell this as a trade deal of any note. This is a slight reversal of an increase in tariffs that happened a couple of weeks ago. But we're still, in essence, worse off. And most of the deal relates to only 24% of our entire trade with America. This is not a trade deal. So this was you start to unpack this trade deal with soporific Starmer sat at the front, just giving it some. So I thought, let's have a look at this. This is funny. He's clearly on first name terms with old Donald Trump. So let's have a listen to this.
President Donald, can I pay tribute, Donald, to your negotiating team as well? As you say, Donald, the timing couldn't be more apt. And Donald, I think, as you know, Donald, and in the end it comes down to, as you say, Donald, I want to thank you for your leadership on that, Donald. So thank you so much, Donald.
Thanks, Donald, and we'll speak again soon.
God, I sometimes just get so embarrassed. It's all so embarrassing. It's all just so, it's so sycophantic. It's so ick. Doesn't anyone else find that ick? Does anyone sort of sit there going, oh, Donald, yes, Donald. Oh, yes, 2 bags full, Donald. Oh, please, Donald. Thanks, Donald. Oh, Donald. Oh, Donald, Donald, Donald. Then they shouldn't be selling it as a trade deal. If it's not a trade deal, then the press and the government shouldn't be selling it as a trade deal. And they're trying to sell it as if it's some big accomplishment. All they've realistically done is they've blown smoke up Trump's arse, and they can come out of this claiming, and this is a claim, I think they can have this one. They can say, by gimping around Trump in a truly gimp-like fashion, he hasn't hurt us anymore, and he's lessened the tariffs he's introduced. Okay, well, that's good. So we've proved that by gimping an awful lot, you can just reduce the pain somewhat. But it's, as you say, Mitri, it's not a trade deal, but they shouldn't be calling it a trade deal. It shouldn't be described as a trade deal. He shouldn't be describing it as a trade deal. He looked a bit red in the face because, of course, I think Arsenal lost, didn't they, last night? I try not to follow Arsenal. Reese, you might know because I know you're an Arsenal fan. He did that nervous thing here, says Reese, whereby when you're meant to end a conversation, you keep talking and massaging the person's ego. Coral Roberts, we don't want rotten chicken washed in bleach here. No, we don't. Unless it tastes nicer. In which case, if I was told Wingstop was rotten chicken washed in bleach, I'd be like, fuck me, let's get more of that stuff. Let's get it over it. Let's have that bad chicken. It's a trade. So what was that distinction? It's not a bad deal, though, as far as it goes. It's not a deal. There is the word deal. There's no deal in it at all. And also, the other reason Donald Trump wanted to telegraph this from the Oval Office was because he's actually potentially also plopped a veto on us trading with China. Any involvement that we have with China, there seems to be a suggestion. I mean, the Labour government are sort of pushing back on this, but there seems to be the suggestion that baked into whatever this kind of a deal this is that Trump has a say on whether we are able to trade in certain areas with China. It's not entirely certain. I tell you who did look particularly sinister in this was the Lord of Darkness, Peter Mandelson, standing just to the rear there. Do you remember Lord Mandelson? Another Blairite, another sinister character from Tony Blair's government. But let's have a listen to old Mandelson. He had a moment in the Oval Office.
Countries who trust each other, who are confident in each other and are familiar with each other can do not just for ourselves, but for the rest of the world who need to benefit from a bigger and better international trading system.
Thank you very much. It was beautifully stated. What a beautiful accent, too. I'd like to have that accent. Thank you.
My mother would be proud.
You see, it's at moments like that I find Donald Trump incredibly funny. It was literally, there was a moment in him there. Let's just have another look at it where he jumps almost out of his skin. He's like, who the fuck is this bloke behind me?
For the rest of the world who need to benefit from a bigger and better international trading system.
Thank
Who are
very
you?
much. It was beautifully stated. What a beautiful accent, too. I'd like to have that accent. Thank you.
My mother would be proud.
I don't know why Peter Mandelson's always struck me as he's like a history teacher. We used to have a history teacher that didn't teach us anything. He used to just write stuff on the blackboard and then just say to us, write it into your book. Now, the weird thing about that was it went in. I quite like that. I quite like not being asked trick questions. In what year did this happen? And he just said, write it down. He's a bit like that. Trump is so facetious. So, yeah, no talk in the trade deal of tech, tariffs, no talk about pharmaceuticals, and absolutely no reference to the most petrifying in terms of a sort of a sector or industry that we're most interested in, the movie industry. Of course, the UK is one of the biggest marketplaces for tax breaks for the for the Hollywood filmmaking industry. So none of those are all off the table. So if it's a deal, even if it's not a trade deal, me too, but it's a deal about trade, then it's only a deal about 24% of trade between us and America. And also, I think Trump has also laid a little bit of a bear trap by saying the only reason we can talk about trade and have this really non-trade deal, which is not really a deal, is because you did Brexit. So he's even taking Starmer's face and rubbing it into Brexit and kind of going, yeah, you got to thank, he's basically saying to Starmer, thank Brexit for even this. It was a total humiliation, the whole thing. So let's have another listen to old Starmer as he talks on first name terms with his best buddy.
President Donald, can I pay tribute, Donald, to your negotiating team as well? As you say, Donald, the timing couldn't be more apt. And Donald, I think, as you know, Donald, and in the end it comes down to, as you say, Donald, I want to thank you for your leadership on that, Donald. So thank you so much, Donald.
Thanks, Donald, and we'll speak again soon.
Suddenly the word Donald became really surreal. I didn't really understand a single moment of Donald. Me too. I kind of understand why Trump wants the soundstage aspect of film TV production to move back to the USA. Those create many very working. No, I agree. I mean, there are some elements actually of what he's going for. The thing is, most of what Trump is after makes in some small sense for America. It's the way he's going about it. And it's the completionist with sort of approach to it. I think he runs at it too hard. I think he go, and he would argue it's the art of the deal. You smash hard, and then you climb down and all that bollocks. But yeah, I also think we'll be surprised. There'll be some kind of interest in his Hollywood tariff. So apparently Gen Z loves cats, not dogs. And I want to ask the question: what do you love? Do you prefer cats or do you prefer dogs? And is a preference for cats in what I would describe as an increasingly unempathetic age more about us not wanting animals that need us or that are complicated? Because I think the one thing we could safely say about our dogs is they're complicated. They're needy. They're unpredictable. They have a long list of needs and demands, and they have vulnerabilities. But that's what I like about them, because I see reflected in a dog shivering and nearly wetting itself in a corner. I see myself in that dog. I see the same anxiety and neediness and nervousness. And I think, oh, I relate to you, dog, Toffee, as she's standing next to me, chewing another tree because she's just so nervous about the world. Whereas a cat, a cat just kind of, I've got a cat out the front that I'm actually allowing to kind of do sort of manage. There's a cat that keeps visiting us. We're not entirely certain if it's the cat that once left us years ago. The cats are so independent. They don't need us. And they like to let us know that by looking at us and then showing us their arse. That's what they do. Every cat I've met, the first thing they do is they look at you and then show you its arse. It's just like, fuck you. And they're just quite, fuck you kind of things, aren't they? But apparently Gen Zers love cats. Cats are the pet of choice. For Gen Zers, cats have become Britain's favorite pet, but they're saying that's mostly down to Taylor Swift. And if you know what, I mean, I don't know Taylor Swift as a person. I don't want to cause aggro with Swifties, because I know there's no hell hath no fury like a Swiftie scorned. But I think Taylor Swift, just the limited sense I've got of Taylor Swift, she's very like a cat. I mean, I'm not saying she gives you a face and then turns and throws her ass at the audience, but she's quite sort of it's like a poker face. It's like you don't get to really, what are you feeling? I don't really feel that she's feeling anything. Or is she? I don't know. What are you though, guys? Dogs equal civil servants, cats equal politicians. Jesus, me too. So a civil servant's a nervous bunch of neediness. Cats are politicians. I've always said that Westminster and Parliament is Hollywood for ugly people. I'm scared of dogs, says Lynn Sheard. I feel so honoured, says Nina Hardman, when I feel love from a cat. Now, that's a good point. When you get love from a cat, it's like making someone in your life that's hard to make laugh, isn't it? You're like, fucking hell, this cat likes me. And then usually after about the second or third time you think the cat likes you, they tear your arm to shreds. They don't like you. They just were testing you out for a cat scratcher. My friend's cat, says Jordan O'Sullivan, sits in my wheelchair and refuses to get out. He just blinks and purrs at me. But then you even find in a purr, there is baked into a purr the threat of imminent violence. I never settle with a cat, even when it's kind of at its most docile. You're stroking it, and I just feel at any point those great big claws will come out and it will think it's a tiger and it will take your face off. Cats take a message and back off. My workmates all have cats, says Steph Schultz. My friends all have dogs. Dogs will always give love. I love all animals, but dogs are infinitely superior to cats. You've had bad experiences with cats. Yeah, well, I was rushed to hospital with an asthma attack and put on a ventilator because of a cat called Sanger. I'll never forget Sanger. If I ever come across him, he'll be dead now. But Sanger, long-haired cat, little bitch. Okay, we've got a funny clip here, which I'm going to show you. Are you okay, sweetie? Yeah. I've got a funny clip to show you here.
Sake!
That's us doing the Red Room.
Sake!
It's that knowledge that it's total disaster, but he has to keep going out because he knows it's spilling more and more all over the floor. Okay, let's quickly do the quiz. It's quiz time, 7 questions to see if you can go into the weekend feeling like a winner or a loser. More probably a loser. That's not a comment on any of your intellect or knowledge, but that's generally what happens to me. I go in feeling deflated and depleted. Okay, so let's do it. 7 questions. Here we go. Are you ready? Oh, God, why is this doing that? Keeps spinning larger. Sorry. So, question 1. Stars including Zendaya, Coleman Domingo, Madonna dazzled on one of fashion's biggest nights as they served up breathtaking looks for the annual Met Gala in New York City. But which celebrity used the event to reveal she was pregnant? Was it A, model Carly Kloss, B, YouTuber Lily Pons, or singer Rihanna? I think we all know this one. If you watched our Met Gala little chinwag. Which celebrity used the event to reveal that she was pregnant? Was it model Carly Kloss, B, YouTuber Lily Pons, or C, singer Rihanna? C, Mile. Well done. C. You share the same birthday, Reese. That's so cool. Rihanna was seen in a hairdresser's in Annerley last year. How weird is that? I think there was a gig or something. Next question. Question 2. A short list of 5 proposed designs for the National Memorial to Queen Elizabeth II was revealed by the British government. In which London park will the new monument be situated? Was it A, the Green Park, B, Hyde Park, or C, St. James's Park? Never called it the Green Park before. Is it A, Green Park, B, I can't speak, Hyde Park, or C, St. James's Park? I got that one wrong. I've got one right, Dawny. You're feeling like a winner. The answer to this one is C, St. James's Park. Well done, Hilary Daly. Question 3. A British woman was confirmed as the oldest person in the world at the age of 115 and 36 weeks following the death of a Brazilian nun. What did Ethel Caterham say was the secret to her long life? A, a daily taste of chocolate, B, never arguing with anyone, or C, whiskey at bedtime? What did she say was the secret to her long life at 115? She's still alive, obviously. A, a daily taste of chocolate. B, never arguing with anyone. Or C, whiskey at bedtime. We all want it to be whiskey at bedtime, but Rhys Roberts is right. It's never arguing with anyone. God, I bet she feels holier than thou, doesn't she? Question 4. US President Donald Trump revealed plans to reopen and expand Alcatraz, the infamous prison on an island near San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. The jail has inspired a number of films. Which one starred James Bond's actor Sean Connery? 1, Escape from Alcatraz. B, Half Past Dead. Or C, The Rock? Which one of those films starred James Bond actor Sean Connery about Alcatraz? Was it A, Escape from Alcatraz, B, Half Past Dead, or C, The Rock? Alcatraz always captivated me as a kid. Did it anyone else? I remember watching Escape from Alcatraz and thinking, shark-infested waters and all that kind of stuff. The answer is C, The Rock. Well done, Alison Fisher. Question 5. Reform UK were the big winners in England's local elections, gaining hundreds of seats, control of several councils, and winning the Runcorn and Helmsby by-election. The party also won 2 regional mayoral races, but which of these did they not win? A, Doncaster, B, Greater Lincolnshire, or C, Hull and East Yorkshire? Which of those mayoral races did they not win? Is it A, Doncaster, B, Greater Lincolnshire, or C, Hull and East Yorkshire? Vomit must be the answer, Sammy. The answer is A, Doncaster. Well done, Helen Askew. Question 6. Zhao Jingtong made history as he became the first player from China to win snooker's world championship. Which former champion did he beat in the final? Was it A, Ronnie O'Sullivan, B, Judd Trump, or C, Mark Williams? It's kind of a sporting question, but then I don't know if snooker can be called sport. But then they do walk many miles around the table. It felt like sport when I was drinking myself senseless for many years and playing pool. The answer is C, Mark Williams. Elaine Denning, you're right. And Julie Bracewell. And finally, question 7. Thousands of people turned out to watch and cheer on charity mud races as they slogged across a long stretch of riverbank in the annual Malden Mud Race in Essex. What unusual costume did one competitor from the Netherlands wear for the event? Was it A, a banana outfit, B, his mother's dress, or C, a teapot costume? What unusual costume did a competitor from the Netherlands wear for the Malden Mud Race in Essex? Was it A, a banana outfit, B, his mother's dress, or C, a teapot costume? The answer is B, his mother's dress. And there you have it, team. Another Friday has bitten the dust. Go and have fun. Go forth and multiply. And something will land later on the channel.